What's up, guys? Mike here, head trader at True Trading Group. November 11th, a non-event day for me. I made a couple of trades that canceled each other out. I'm finishing the day really small red, for pretty much like a non-event day. For those of you that caught my video on Friday, I shorted STMP at $95. And I was holding on to some of that position this morning, and I covered that last piece today at just in front of 88 bucks. Okay, so just in front of 88, I covered that last piece short from 95 on Friday. So that was a nice little way to start the day to lock in that profit, and I was sitting on a nice little day. Then I made a trade in Tesla, broke even on it, didn't get the extension that I was looking for. And then took a loss trying to short JNUG at a crucial support level that I thought we were going to break, but that level has still held. That trade idea is still on watch. I'm still watching JNUG at that critical support level. We're going to get into all of that now. This lesson, guys, all about just keeping your losses small and sticking to your stop losses. I stuck to my stop loss on JNUG, managed that loss, and then with my Tesla trade, I ended up actually adjusting and moving my stop loss after I took my first take profit off the table to protect my downside. And I walked away from that trade, break even. Tesla ended up just basically trading sideways today. There really wasn't much of a trade, long or short. It just went sideways. So I'm glad I was able just to kind of get out of that. It was a very choppy trade today. So I was happy I was able to get out of that without really taking a loss on anything. So let's get to STMP first, guys. Just a quick update. Again, if you caught my video on Friday, I shorted STMP right there, and my final take profit this morning was right there in front of 88. I'll take it to my trade announcements on the day. Here you guys can see, where are we? Here we are, 10:09. Final take profit covered STMP 88.14 from the 95 entry on Friday. All right, so that was a nice little trade there. Shorting kind of the gap and crap in front of that big resistance level. If you guys missed that video, go back, check it out. It's just the last video I posted on Friday. Talks about the STMP short, why I shorted it when I did, and talks about really how to short a stock in front of resistance levels. That's exactly what I did on STMP, and we caught a really nice move on it. So if you haven't checked that video out, go back, take a look. You'll see why I entered this trade short at 95. So we started that off with a nice little profit. And then here we have Tesla. Tesla with the gap up here, and I thought maybe we were going to get some more squeeze action on Tesla. Price target was raised on Tesla from 300 to 400. I think it was, who was it today? I forgot who it was. I think it was Piper Jeffries, maybe. I forgot who it was. I think it might have been Piper. But anyway, on the gap up here, guys, we put in our initial morning low, and then we pull it in, and you can see the trade line meets that initial morning low perfectly, and then you get this real nice strong bounce off of that trade line. So I thought to myself here we might have a potential double bottom gap up. I like the trade line coming up here, and I got long Tesla right inside of that candle. Take it to my alerts, 344.82, okay, with an initial stop around the 342 level. Okay, so right away we start to push. We kind of hold VWAP here. All right, we kind of push up towards new highs, and I take my first piece of profit off the table just to be smart in front of the high of the day, because I took some off at 346.90. All right, so $2 a share. Taking some off in front of the high just to be safe, and then I'm looking for the trade line to come up, cross over VWAP, and then push us up to new highs. But you can see we just couldn't get going. Okay, we just couldn't get going. We ended up pulling all the way back in, and I sold out of the rest of the position. Right here, guys. I had 1,000 shares. I took 250 of them off up here, and I sold the other 750 right here at exactly 344. So I lost, like, I don't know, less than $100 on the trade. It was, you know, a real non-event type of trade. And you can see Tesla just kind of traded sideways. We ended up making new highs around 11:45, 12 o'clock, but then pulled back in and then just traded sideways. So there really wasn't that much action in Tesla. This thing has been choppy lately. I have not traded Tesla well these last few days. So I don't know. You know, I feel like I'm just kind of almost starting to feel like I'm revenge trading it, but today was very choppy action, and I'm glad that I moved my stop loss on this up because that saved me. Now, we never ended up going and stopping out on my last final, and we never ended up hitting my actual stop loss on the initial entry. But for the sake of this video, for the sake of this lesson, I'm going to talk to you guys just about moving your stop loss up when you take your first profit off the table, or when a stock and a trade starts to develop, because I was looking for Tesla to do a very specific thing. And that was the double bottom gap up, and then give me a trade line view up crossover, and then squeeze up towards 350. Once we did not get the trade line view up crossover, you can see we never crossed over, and the trade line was failed to hold support. Then I don't have a reason to be in the trade anymore, because I was looking specifically for a trade line view across. I never got it. We ended up pulling back in, and I stopped out of it at 344 rather than waiting for 342. Now, in this case, if I would have stayed in it, if I waited for 342 and we ended up making new highs, and I could have sold some up there at 348. But, I mean, I'm okay with my risk management on this trade, guys, and I was really just trying to make sure that I didn't take a big loss on anything. I didn't want to hold this back at 342, and I figured if I exit there at 344, once the trade line doesn't hold, I'm break even on the trade, and if it sets back up again, I'll go after it again. And I just didn't see a clean, clear entry point on it after that, and it was just very choppy. So I'm glad I ended up staying away from it. And then lastly, guys, JNUG, and this is just where I was just wrong on this one, and I was just stuck to my stop losses on this. What I was looking at here in JNUG, guys, was right here was this morning's initial morning low, and it lined up with Friday's low of the day. And when we broke down below this level, let me zoom in. I want you guys to notice how heavy the volume was on that break. Heaviest volume bar of the day on the break through that level. So inside of this consolidation, I got short right there, okay, at 53.80. Here you are, short JNUG at 53.80. And I'm looking for us to break below 53.50. Why 53.50? As I zoom this in, you guys can see here, look at this support at 53.50. Your previous double bottom here. You have more support there in the beginning of October. You've got more support here all the way back in July and June. And if we get below 53.50, I think we've got a clean shot to get below 50. All right, so that's kind of what I was looking for on JNUG here. And when we had that real heavy volume sell-off, I thought maybe that was going to be, the move that we were waiting for to break below that level. And I was going to use these previous lows kind of as my stop loss area. And you can see we came back up here, tested that area, rolled back down. Look how strong the support is at 53.50. We tested it not once, not twice, but 3 times. We came down and tested 53.50. Okay, and we held every time, and then had this big sharp bounce back, and I had to stop out of this position right here as we got back up and above VWAP. You can see here, guys, I covered JNUG at 54.76. So sticking to my stop losses there, guys, not just gonna blatantly hold on to this thing blindly and let the trade get away from me. Because had I not stuck to my stop loss, which is the whole premise of this video, and I cover this position somewhere in this region as JNUG made new high of the day, I'm taking a significant loss on the trade. And instead of me walking away from today with a very, very small loss, I'm walking away with a significant loss. And guys, my loss today is so small, it's basically like a non-event. It's almost like I really didn't trade today because, so I'm glad that I was able to walk away from the day today. It sucks I gave up those profits from the STMP short, but glad I was able to walk away from Tesla when I did break even. And then I just took this loss on JNUG, but just canceled out my STMP profits from that last 25% of that position. And by sticking to my stop losses, I'm walking away from the day with a small red day when it could have been much worse because JNUG ended up going all the way back up to nearly 56. Okay, so an extra like $1.50 or so, an extra $1.25 of risk would have put me down on the day several $1,000s. Instead, I'm down only like $300. So that is basically like a non-event day for me based on the way my P&L fluctuates on green days and red days. So it's basically a non-event day. So sticking to stop losses, guys, managing risk on these trades, and that's how we're focusing on keeping our losing trades small. Okay, that's the keys. That's how you stay in this game. You got to keep your losses small. The wins will come. The home runs will come. Don't be so obsessed with them. Focus more so and be obsessed with keeping your losses small, and the wins will come. I'll see you guys in chat tomorrow. It's TGG Tuesday. Go to truetradinggroup.com. Upper right-hand corner, click on TGG Tuesday. Sign up, and you will get a link that'll give you access to our chat room for free for the whole day. Come and chat. Say what's up. I love to hear from you guys. All right? Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.